Do you want to hire the best salespeople for your company? Our friends at SalesFuel have developed a digital platform to help sales managers hire smarter, and it's called SalesFuel Hire. SalesFuel Hire is an online software tool that measures a candidate's sales tendencies, motivational factors, empathy, and behaviors, along with key indicators that identify job fit. It will even warn you if the candidate is going to be toxic to your team. The analytics identify natural tendencies that often go undetected during the interview. Don't you want to hire a salesperson that's a natural fit? Candidates complete a 4-part assessment, and then SalesFuel Hire alerts the hiring manager on what to look for in the interview. It also suggests interview questions based on that person's profile. And most importantly, your team needs no training to get started. Because you're listening to this show, I can give you a special one-time deal. You can purchase 1 month of unlimited access to SalesFuel Hire for $199, but only if you use the promotional code LORNE. That's LORNE. With this special offer, you can send an unlimited number of candidates through the SalesFuel Hire tool. To get started, go to salesfuel.com/hire and use the promotional code LORNE. That's LORNE to get this amazing deal. Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Lauren Epstein Show. I'm your host, Lauren Epstein, and today we are at the Talent Board event, the Candy Awards, here in Washington, D.C., and also the ERE D.C. event, which is very exciting. So if you're in HR recruiting, this is the place to be. And if you care about the experience that candidates have in their process, then you definitely want to be here or tune in. Today I've got a really a very special guest, because we've never had her on the show, but we've really supported and appreciated the work that this organization does. So today's guest is the newly appointed Executive Director for the Association of Talent Acquisition Professionals, which is only a few years old. And her name is Kristen LeBlanc. Kristen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kristen is a certified association executive, which is why she's helping us run the association. And she's helped build many well-known associations through outreach, fundraising, and delivering value to members. So I'm really glad, welcome to the show, but also really welcome to ATAP.
Thanks, I'm excited to be here.
I also want to disclose that I'm a proud lifetime charter member of ATAP.
Great.
And everyone in the association, everyone I talk to is so excited to have you. So you can also follow Kristen at Kristen LeBlanc. So how's it been going?
Good, it's good. It's been about 4 months now, so it's drinking from a fire hose, as you can imagine. I've been to 3 or 4 conferences now, and ERE will be my 4th, I believe, learning talent acquisition. So I'm trying to learn the TA community, and it's been going really well.
So what made you take the job?
So I was looking for an exec position. I was ready to take my career to the next level, and noticed this posting. It was on just a job board, like like most people find jobs. And I got really excited when I started talking to the members of the board when they were interviewing me. They were just all just super cool people. It's an exciting profession, a lot of outgoing, really great personalities involved. I love the idea of being on the ground floor of something. So this is taking this organization to the next level. It's really exciting.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
So you were recruited by the Association of People Who Recruit.
Yeah.
How was your experience?
Oh, cool. It was good. It was really good. I think it was probably one of the better experiences I've had with associations.
That's good.
It moved pretty fast. Yeah, thankfully, right? Moved pretty fast, which was unusual. Usually things take forever.
Because all those people are recruiting
They're recruiters, right, yeah, exactly. So they're all recruiters. I was a little surprised and taken aback, but they assessed my personality really quickly, where I think it usually takes a little longer for most people, but I guess recruiters are professionals like this, so they were.
How did they assess you?
Well, they just said that energy and excitement was infectious, and they were excited to be a part of, for me to be a part of it, and I thought I was being calm and collected and cool. So it's like, But
Were there any particular questions you remember?
No, just a lot about just sort of how would you deal with X scenario and and Y scenario. A lot about growing an association and sort of membership, and a lot of conversations about volunteer management. There's a lot of volunteers with ATAP, so. Yeah.
So how do you grow an association? Like,
Well,
what's your plan for growing our association?
Well, we're going to build value, continue to build value for our members and for our sponsors, and continue to build benefits and just recruit members that way, and keep showing the value of the association.
And what are recruiters saying that they want for value?
So I hear a lot about community. A lot of people want community. So they want to feel a sense of purpose and community within the profession and with their like-minded peers. So we're building communities slowly. We're going to be doing some in-person events next year. We're also going to have some sort of online community, which is to be determined at this point. It's something we hear a lot from people. And they want to have local chapters. We hear a lot about local chapters too.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that's true. It's funny because when I started recruiting, I recruited for an agency in New York, and we had a community because there was probably 12 or 15 recruiters at the agency.
Okay.
And we would meet up once a week and share candidates. But then after that, I really didn't know any recruiters. I mean, I'd be by myself in a company. I didn't know anybody else in the recruiting profession.
Right.
It's very lonely.
It's lonely, yeah.
Yes.
And we hear that a lot. We hear that people are craving that community aspect of it. So
I definitely, yeah, sure. And we're more inclined to be around people. We like to be around people. So not being around people is a problem.
Yeah, and I think recruiters are very social people for the most part. So they want to be around other like-minded people and sort of socialize and talk about work. And so, yeah, it makes sense.
So aside from community, what other value or benefits people are thinking about?
So we're trying to build some more education. So we do a monthly webinar series, and we're going to be building more educational series as time goes on. Building a sort of how to recruit sort of series, a little bit more advanced knowledge. We do a lot about technology. So that's one of the things we hear about too is education. That they're going to LinkedIn Learning and some of these other places for learning, and we really want to have some sort of more education.
It's interesting because I haven't been in the recruiting profession forever. I kind of got in recruiting in the 90s when it was kind of just starting.
Right.
Like before the 90s, it was the HR director.
Right.
And no one actually recruited.
Right.
There wasn't that kind of thing. And so folks in my peer group, I became a leader, a recruiting leader, and folks in my peer group have become recruiting leaders. It'd be great if there was something for us to kind of help us guide the way, but more importantly, how do we get our management, how do we get the C-level executives to do the right thing? Because it is so new.
It is.
And I don't think people realize how new it is. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, when I started recruiting, I was called a technical recruiter.
Right.
And now it's talent acquisition.
Right.
And now there's a dozen different varieties of recruiters.
Yeah, there are.
And some people don't even recruit. They'll be recruiting branding or a sourcer.
And we represent all the aspects of talent acquisition, but there's a lot of it for sure. It's employment branding. There's the marketing side of it. There's talent acquisition, which is actually recruiting. There's the sourcers. So it runs the gamut.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
Really?
Yep, small town Louisiana.
And did you always want to be an association person?
I did not. I fell into association work by accident about 15 years ago. I was working at the General Assembly in North Carolina and working for a state representative, and they went part-time in the interim when they adjourned for the summer, and so I needed a job, really. So I answered an ad for a part-time association person and fell in love with association work.
So what is it about associations that you like?
I love working with a group of people that I know and I can get to know and serve and kind of get to know their needs and be able to develop programs and services for their needs. I like having the same clientele, like you talk to over and over again. I love the challenge of association work. I mean, it's always changing. We're never building the same program for the same person over and over again. It's always something different. It's just a really interesting field, and it's really fun, and there's always something different every day. So, I mean, last week I was doing sponsorship work and balancing the checkbook and recruiting for an educational program. I mean, it was there's no really one day that's a day in life.
And I think this is important for folks listening who are either members of ATAP or want to join ATAP.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges in building our association?
Oh, there's a lot of challenges. It's building value for a group of people who are looking for value.
So those people to join will be like, hey, this is worth my time.
Right.
And how long do people, I don't want to keep going, but how long do people usually give before they think that they're getting value or that they're just
Usually a year. A year, yeah. And when up for renewal, they'll decide if they want to renew or not and make that decision. It's $95 a year, so it's not a huge investment. But it's still money, so I understand that. So, I tell people to give us at least a year and then decide.
And then what other challenges have there been?
Well, there's challenges. It's a very diverse field, very diverse profession. So there's a lot of diverging opinions on what people think they need and want out of an association. I'm a one-person shop, so I'm developing all these programs and services for the whole organization by myself. And it's just it's a very broad sense of people. So like I said, we have talent branding, we have marketing, we have recruiters, we have sourcers. So that's a whole lot of different personalities and sort of needs that we need to anticipate and deliver on.
And any other challenges that come to mind?
Not that I can think of. I mean, it's always a challenge, but
I guess getting sponsors.
Getting sponsors,
We've got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah, we've got a good group of sponsors, and we're always looking for more. So.
Thanks to people who are sponsoring ATAP. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to our sponsors. Very much.
Yeah.
Very appreciative of that.
And so there's also been volunteer committees, because I know I was on one. So what can you tell us about the volunteer committees? So people are out there that are probably like, oh, I'll help.
Yeah. So we have two particular committees that are working really well right now. Is the programs committee, which develops the programs and education for our webinars.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested in building webinars, let me know.
Yeah.
And also the body of knowledge committee works on sort of developing a body of knowledge and an education framework for our so they're working on a tech stack right now, for instance, and working on sourcing metrics guide and working on...
Oh my goodness, so like sourcing metrics, right? So you're new to recruiting.
I am.
And has that not been like probably the craziest conversation, like what metrics people like?
Yeah, there's 900 of them too.
Yeah.
So everyone uses a different metric. And
I'm sure I can give you one that's not on the list.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's so many. So that's one of the conversations is like narrowing it down. We just had a conversation with the board a few minutes ago about recruiting metrics and which 5 to narrow it down to. And I thought, oh, dear God.
So I got to tell you, like, I'm going to give you my opinion on recruiting. Because I know anyone who's listening right now is like, oh, I've got an opinion.
Yeah.
Every place I've been, there are key metrics. But every place I've been, it's a different metric.
Different metric, yeah.
And I would hope that in this document that we can kind of give people a sense of, based on the business model,
right.
Here are metrics that are important.
It's something that we're looking at, like a baseline of, here are the things that we think all of talent acquisition should be worried about, so should be concerned with. And here's 5 or 10 or 15 or however many it happens to be.
Yeah.
But there
are
900 literally.
Because like you could be in some very particular kind of company where a metric that no one else uses is really important to you, but
absolutely.
You didn't see it.
Absolutely.
Because like I've seen, like in government consulting, right, where you don't have somebody in the spot, the most important thing is time to fill.
Right.
Because if you don't fill it, you're losing money. Like you've won the contract and you can bill the government, X amount of dollars, but it's less because you haven't filled that one position.
Right.
So the cost is not that important to hire somebody because you're going to make that up.
Right.
Or other metrics are not.
And there's things like time to fill. Everyone calculates it differently, so that's a question that
Right. Yeah.
And then has a little bit of different calculation.
I'm glad you got that. It's like the time between you make the offer and then they accept.
Right.
And then the day that when they start. Right. And the day we start is completely a government. Like no one cares about the other ones.
Yeah. Right. So.
Because that's affecting bottom line, and I think that would be the message. What metrics affect the bottom line of your organization?
Right, absolutely.
Which is a bigger conversation.
Yes, definitely.
So if people want to get involved or create a committee, how do they do that?
Give me a call. We'll talk about it.
How do they call you? What's your?
Well, that's a good question.
Your number?
My number is 202-464-2944. That's the ATAP phone number.
So it's 202
464
2944 2944, and that'll reach you.
That's ATAP. Yep, that'll reach me.
I like that phone numbers.
Yeah.
So old school.
I know, right? Give me a call. I'd love to talk to someone on the phone. I actually get phone calls from my members all the time, and I find it refreshing. It's kind of nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Probably the older members?
Maybe. Potentially. But you can email me too. It's kristen.leblanc@atapglobal.org. But yeah, we're always looking for more opportunities to create value for members, and if that's something that would be of value, I'm always...
Okay, I'm totally going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And you can, because it's only been 4 months.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask. So any results that you feel like you've created?
No, I think the biggest thing that I've been doing is foundational. So I've been kind of just cleaning up the finances a little bit and cleaning up sort of the way we do business. So I haven't really done a whole lot of, I've gone to a lot of conferences, and sort of the board has given me the luxury of learning for the first three or 4 months. So I'm trying to learn TA and learn how to speak the language and how to absorb all the knowledge that I possibly can right now. So.
And how many members are in ATAP?
We have almost 600.
600, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a global organization.
It's a global organization. Most people are in North America, but we are global.
What's our global presence?
Well, we have members in Europe, and we have some in China, a couple in China, a couple in India. We don't have a whole lot of members globally, but we have some.
Now, what's really interesting is that you are going to be moderating.
I am.
An event.
Yeah.
On bias.
On ageism. Yep.
On ageism. I'm actually doing a workshop on bias.
Are you?
On Wednesday. So just kind of read you something that was in your spiel, because this is kind of cool. So in 2024, which is in 5 years, over half of the workforce will be over age 55, and I can say that's true for me.
Yeah.
I'll be 59. Wow. If your team, wow.
Yeah.
so I think you guys did, the ATAP earlier this year, you conducted a comprehensive review of the issue and published a position paper.
Yep.
So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
so where do people go to get the position paper?
atapglobal.org, and it's on our advocacy section.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so on the panel today, who's going to be, like, I love Joe Weech.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Joe Weech, Google Joe Weech. It's Joweech. She's been around for a long time, and she's super experienced.
So Joe is not going to be there.
She's not going to be there?
No, Joe. I'm taking Joe's place as the moderator.
Well, then Google her anyway.
Yeah, definitely. She's awesome.
Grant Clough from AARP, he's awesome. And Robin Schooling, who's also awesome. So and Gary Clough.
Yep.
Oh my God!
we got a rockstar panel, right?
Like Gary Clough is the like there's 3 or 4 like godfathers and godmothers, and he's definitely one.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's gonna be a good panel.
You got it. Have you met Jerry Crispin?
Yes.
And oh my goodness, Lou Adler.
No, I haven't met Lou.
Oh, you got to meet Lou.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lou, there's like a few folks who've just been around. Bill Borman's in Europe, but he's been around for a long time, and they just. And then I think I told you Steve Levy.
Yeah, I met Steve Levy.
You met Steve?
Yeah, I met Steve. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you have a good conversation?
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's funny.
So what do you think of us as characters?
I love it. I think everyone's got a great personality. I think it's a really outgoing profession, and I love that. I don't have to worry about asking too many questions. People just kind of give me all kinds of information. It's great.
What do you think are some of like the untapped or obvious strengths of our association?
Oh, I think the people. I think it's a great people organization. I think there's a lot of opportunity for doing more body of knowledge, more education, more like peer-to-peer learning. We have an amazing number of leaders that are members of ATAP. I mean, the Steve Levy's, the Jerry Crispins, I mean, all those guys that are members of ATAP.
And they're the founding members.
Founding members, yeah. And I mean, they've got a lot of knowledge to share. And I think that's a huge resource for people who are either just starting out or maybe just mid-career. So we need to be able to tap that resource a little bit.
Yeah, so when it was an opportunity for me to put my $1,500 in, I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because,
right.
There are other HR associations, but nobody is focusing on this.
And talent acquisition.
On talent acquisition.
Yeah.
And it's what I think is that, and now when people are talking about, or maybe we're past the war for talent, it's like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is where the rubber meets the road.
That's right.
Like in all of, HR, if you're not bringing in people, you're not making money.
You're not making money, right. You're not continuing that cycle.
Seems like a lot of C-level executives would want to get in on this.
Yeah, we have a really great 600 group of 600. I mean, we have some really awesome people from really cool places doing some cool things. So we need to tap that resource a little bit.
So is there anything you want to share with folks that we haven't already asked you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Give a message like you're talking to everybody in the world.
Yeah, I say join ATAP. Come and join us.
Yeah. And it's $95 a year.
$95 a year. It's an easy entry into the association.
And the website's atapglobal.org.
Yep.
We're at .org.
Yep.
And we're what kind of nonprofit are we?
501c6.
501c, which means that we can lobby.
We can, yes.
We can lobby.
We can lobby.
We're a 501c6.
Yes, we sure can.
Yeah, which is exciting, but we're not doing that yet.
Not there yet, but we'll get there soon.
We'll get there soon.
Yeah,
nice.
We'll get there eventually.
Cool, awesome. Yeah. Well, Kristen, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
And if you're listening, really, go check it out. Go check out ATAP Global. Join. I mean, for $95, that's like nothing.
Yeah, it's a cup of coffee once a week.
It's a cup of coffee. Yeah, exactly. And we'll give you more than a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I say we.
Yeah.
I feel like, I guess.
I feel like you're part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am because I'm a member, but I think like, if you're the one of the things I love about recruiting, it is a real community.
It is community. It is. And we have to stick together, right?
We got to stick together.
Yeah. And advance the profession together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kristen, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. It was fun.
So you've been listening to the Lauren Epstein Show, and with me today was Kristen LeBlanc, who is the Executive Director for the Association of Talent Acquisition Professionals. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Lauren Epstein Show.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to hire the best salespeople for your company? Our friends at SalesFuel have developed a digital platform to help sales managers hire smarter, and it's called SalesFuel Hire. SalesFuel Hire is an online software tool that measures a candidate's sales tendencies, motivational factors, empathy, and behaviors, along with key indicators that identify job fit. It will even warn you if the candidate is going to be toxic to your team. The analytics identify natural tendencies that often go undetected during the interview. Don't you want to hire a salesperson that's a natural fit? Candidates complete a 4-part assessment, and then SalesFuel Hire alerts the hiring manager on what to look for in the interview. It also suggests interview questions based on that person's profile. And most importantly, your team needs no training to get started. Because you're listening to this show, I can give you a special one-time deal. You can purchase 1 month of unlimited access to SalesFuel Hire for $199, but only if you use the promotional code LORNE. That's LORNE. With this special offer, you can send an unlimited number of candidates through the SalesFuel Hire tool. To get started, go to salesfuel.com/hire and use the promotional code LORNE. That's LORNE to get this amazing deal.